Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. A warm welcome to all my new subscribers. One love. Hope everyone is having a blessed, beautiful day today. Yesterday was International Women's Day. One love to all the women. Women came together and they marched in solidarity and they stand for each other in Woodford Square in Trinidad. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel. We always bring exclusive content here. Please, no, I always say this in my video, no negative vibes. Ashanti Riley mother and her sister was on TTT News and they were speaking and they were very, very hurt about the loss of their, her daughter and the lady's niece. Rest in peace, Ashanti Riley. Her life do matter, and everyone is sad about her death, and her death is not in vain. And I feel very sorry for her mother. As you could see, her mother is very heartbroken. Also, when andreabharatt's death, it shocked the nation also. And let's not forget that these persons are really, really hurting because this womb is very fresh. Please be respectful in the comment section and please don't say anything negative about the family. That is very nasty if you do that. Please watch the video. It's very exclusive. Please, always one love. Stay safe and blessed. One love.
Candice and Lisa Riley, the mom, Candice the mom, and Lisa the aunt of Ashanti Riley, who was murdered 3 months ago. And we just wanted to sit and have that discussion with them about how they're coping, having gone through such a tragic and is still going through that tragedy of losing a loved one. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
It's hard.
Yeah.
Still hard.
Still hard. Lisa?
Fine under the circumstances, yes.
Yeah. How, when something like this happens, I mean, I can imagine that one, it's unexpected. Can you take me back to when you got that news? What went through you?
When I got the news, I was in Pennywise in town. And when my cousin called and told me that how they find a body, it could be Ashanti. I was with my mother, so we dropped the basket and we just started to walk down Charlotte Street because he ended up sending his wife to meet us at the bottom of Charlotte Street. And it was like, we was waiting for him, we feel like we was waiting there real long, but it was just like 2 minutes. And when I reached home, that was it.
Yeah. Lisa, how do you cope with something like this? When you get that kind of news and you realize that, somebody who you grew up, somebody who you're so close to is gone, what do you do to cope with the loss?
There's no rule or manual in terms of how do you cope. But like I said, I'm still coping. I am still in disbelief sometimes that this is really happening. It feels so surreal. Wake me up. I'm in a nightmare. This is a movie, right? It is something really hard to digest that, a loved one at such a young age was just snuffed out, right? How do we cope? We stick together as a family. We love each other. We are there for each other. We have each other's back because this is something that you can't fathom. So how do you really, cope with it?
Yeah.
And then as a woman, today is International Women's Day and we're celebrating women. That sense of loss, I didn't birth her, but I reared her from a baby, from the first day she was born. So I feel as if she was always my child, right? And you have to be strong for your other children now because had it not been for them, I think we might have been mad. We would not have been here today because it really leads you down a really dark path. And only because my daughter or my son or even my nieces and nephew, they would be like, they need something, we have to get something done for them. You actually get up and you go again, right? There are times you sit and you're watching and you're staring yourself in the mirror, tears running down your face and you're asking yourself, wow, how do you go on? What do you do next? How can I keep her memory alive? How do I be strong for my children and myself, right? And it is just so hard. So we just always try to keep family time. It was a Sunday that they took her from us. So on a Sunday, we try to always stick together, call up, meet each other, spend time with each other to just share that love and support to build each other up to move on from day to day, because it's really, really hard. And to know that time is passing and the distance is growing, because you tell yourself, she'll come through the door one day. She'll come through the door, she'll go for a little trip,
Yeah.
But every time the door open, she's not there, she's not coming in, and that gap, what day it was, I had to hug my son and squeeze him because he's like, Mom, what's wrong? I was like, I can't remember what she feels like.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm losing that sense.
Yeah.
And I need to hold you just to bring myself back to some form of reality. And that's what coping is for us. We try to...
It's all right. Don't come. I can see her. She's just here. It's all right. It's okay, because you know what? I remember when my mom died. When my mom died, you see what she just described? I went through that, just waiting for her to come through the door, and it never happened. But does being with the family help you? Just being able to be in that situation where you have the support there with you.
Somebody holds around. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I will break down.
And it's okay to break down. You lost your daughter. You know what I mean? And I think it's so important for people to see that, it's one thing to be on the outside and hear about these things. It's a whole different thing to be in it and to feel it and to know that, this is my child. This is my relative. And I think sometimes that's what we miss in this country. That we feel we kind of distance ourselves because, I know it's not we own, or we jump on a wagon for a few minutes and then we jump right off. But do you think that the population has supported you through this drama?
Yes, they really did, because plenty of people reach out to us, right? In all kind of ways, right? Prayer, the nation really did reach out to us, and we like how they,
Yeah, I've been standing by you.
Yes.
Yeah. But has the state offered any counseling, any kind of, therapy to the family as a result of what happened with Ashanti?
Yes, plenty of people have called and offered the counseling. Some of them I can't remember, but yes.
Yeah. And have you taken up the offer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now I went, my boss sending us to Dolly Associate, so there I was taking my counseling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Lisa, talk to us about Ashanti. It's International Women's Day, and as much as we're here talking about this difficult subject, we want to celebrate a young one who is gone. The kind of personality she was.
Ashanti was a young girl with big dreams. Yeah. Big, big dreams. She was loving, she was kind, she was smart, she was fearless. She always loved beauty. She would dare not leave home without fixing her little edges and stuff, just to go to the shop.
Yes.
Because
the edges have to be on point.
Have to be on point. You'll be waiting to go somewhere, we're running late. Ashanti, please hurry up. I'm coming. Because the edges have to be fixed.
Yeah.
Right? She was really, really good with children. Right? My daughter and Ashanti, she calls her sister.
Yeah.
And their cousins, they were that close.
Yeah.
Right? She was just vibrant, a joy to be around. When she entered the room, she was there. She would light the room up. Yeah. She'd be the fun of the whole thing. She was the little big sister, because she has a bigger sister, and she would always be the one to, let's do this, let's do that. She'd always be the one running stuff.
And tell us something about your daughter.
Yes. She'd have been right here. We'd have half her, But then after, many thoughts, she, I'd try to say if I did walk out the road, this might not happen. But it's a thing that even if she will take a car to go right there, because she accustomed traveling, so it wasn't something that I'd think about for me to walk out the road then.
Right. Do you suffer from any grief? Any of you? Any guilt? Sorry.
At first it was like that. At first it was like, if Irony just did walk out the road, she would not go. I'd have put in all of that thing, and then after then it's come thing. But even if it was a normal, if it was just a date, that she'd have go out the road, she'd have. And then
it could have happened anywhere to anybody.
Yes.
What does that tell you about safety and security for women here in Trinidad and Tobago? What do you think we can do, or the state can do, to safeguard us as women?
I think we really need that sex offenders registry in place, because we had now moved into that area, right? It was less than 2 months, just shy a couple of days of 2 months when this happened. So they were new to the area. She didn't know the taxi driver as well. This man was a repeated offender. Had we known that, you would have educated your children about what taxis to take, what taxis not to take. This is an area people may say, why did she take a PH taxi? There are no H taxis in Sunshine Avenue, right? So she have to take a PH car, right? But we would have known who were those offenders, right? And you could have educated your children and avoided them to some point, you understand me, from a tragedy like this. So I think we really need to bring that into place. We need to regularize the PH drivers, because at the end of the day, like we say, there are no H taxis in the areas, and plenty areas. But if they do some sort of registration for them and have them check in with the police or whatever the case may be, then they would know the type of people and the offenses that they have committed and stuff like that. And I think somebody who has a rape charge should not be allowed to fly taxi, because that's an easy access to target little girls and school children especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but outside of the sex offenders registry, in terms of transportation and stuff, do you think that there are any changes that they can make, so that, we can know what taxis we're getting into, whether or not they could mark them, could have special marks, registration. Like, one of the things in Jamaica always says that a taxi has a different color plate. All taxis are red plate, all other vehicles are white plates. And then they now have introduced the checkered bands on every single taxi. And if you don't have it, then it's a charge, and it's a hefty charge as well. You think something like that could work here?
Definitely.
Lisa? Candice?
Yes.
Well, I'm trying to figure, International Women's Day, and we're supposed to be celebrating women. Are you feeling that, even with this happening, do you believe that women have made a lot of positive strides in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes. Without a doubt.
Yeah. But yet these are still things that we have to deal with: gender-based violence, domestic violence.
Yes. What sometimes gives us some sort of solace is that we tell ourselves God only gives his strongest battle, his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. And not everybody could have endured what she would have endured. And she indeed was resilient. She was fearless. She was strong. So I know that she's up there watching us and smiling, and she was here, she lived, she loved that song as well from Beyonce, and she definitely left a mark, not only in her family, but in the lives of people in Trinidad and Tobago, because strangers would reach out to us all the time, and they would be like, she's not a relative, but she really, really touched my home, right? She became a household name. So even in death, she was strong.
How do you keep her memory alive, Candice?
Keep her memory alive. How do we keep her memory alive? That is just by
Do you talk about her often, or you find that difficult?
No, I don't talk about her often, because if I talk about her often, I will break down. Just like Jason do here, I break down, right?
Why is it that you don't want to break down? Do you think that makes you weak if you cry?
No, it doesn't make me weak if I cry, but I try to be strong for my other two children.
Well, probably part of that strength is also letting them know that mommy is hurting right now.
Yes, I know that, but I just trying to be strong, but it's very hard.
Yeah.
Hard. just talking to her about Shanti, it's come to tears.
I know. I can see that. All right, final words before we wrap, ladies. What do you want to say to the population, for the person who is watching this now? Think about it. What do you want them to know? You know, what do you want changed? Tell them how you really feel, Candice.
I just want to say thanks to the whole nation for their support. I want to say happy International Women's Day as well. That's
it. Lisa?
Happy International Women's Day as well. Ashanti was loved, and we truly and dearly miss her. And also, I would like for the nation to know, stop victim blaming and victim shaming, because there were a lot of negative that came out of it, and I don't want to dwell on that today, but they need to stop that, right? Because there were terrible things that were said about her, and that's not who she is. Yeah. She was a sweet, loving person.
So
and
people judged without even
knowing her.
Yeah.
Right? And continue to support each other as women and build each other up, not tear them down. We don't need women fighting against women, right?
Yeah.
Hold each other's hands up and stay strong.